It's 4:27 now, so we wait 3 more minutes for other students to come in. So are you guys ready? Ready for the class today? So, or anyone can tell teacher what is our topic for today? Yes, I saw you guys is ready. Okay, so a pre-questions. What is our topics that we're gonna learn for today? Anyone knows? Can type in the chat box, I can see. Okay, good question. Where did teacher Jen go? I saw the question. Where did teacher Jen go? Teacher Jen doesn't feeling well today, so teacher Jen is not here for today. So it's a new teacher. What's my name? Later I will do a self-introduction. Then you will know me. Every week from 4:30 to 5 p.m. So it's free every week from 4:30 to 5 p.m. So it's free. So feel free to join the WeChat or YouTube channel, and we also provide you the payback. And don't forget to submit your homework, okay? Kids, don't forget to submit your homework inside the group. So each submission will get 1 star. So 5 stars, you can redeem a real present. Yeah, MJJ, not MG, MJ. Yeah, 5 stars, you can redeem a real present from teacher. Okay, so besides that, we are in now we are in our third topic, right? To February 5th, Wednesday. So our topic you can see is age problems. Age problems, what's that? Later you will know. And besides that, we also have SMKC weekly exercise. So some of you guys interested in SMKC, don't forget to join that. And we also have the mock test. I know you guys don't like tests, but we have mock tests. Your parents will help you register. No, never mind. So the mock tests, we have SASMO one and SMKC one. So if you're interested, just let your parents scan the QR code here, and then we'll invite you in the WhatsApp and then WeChat group. So we have a warm-up right now. I know we're gonna learn age problem today. So how old are you? Hi. Can you guys tell me how old are you? Teacher MJ want to know how old are you? Okay, I saw some of you guys answer 7, must be 7 years old, right? Because you all are P1 students. So P1 students are almost 7 years old. So I know you guys are 7 years old. So let's see the timeline here. So now you are 7 years old. This year you are 7 years old. So what about 1 year later? 1 year later, yes. 1 year later, 1 year later, what about what's your age? Yes, correct. So 1 year later, you will be 8 years old. Because what? Because a person will grow 1 year older each year. So next year, you're gonna be 8 years old. And then 2 years later, we will be 7 plus 2 will be 9 years old. And then what about ago? 1 year ago, what's your age 1 year ago? So 1 year ago, you will be 5 years ago. Yes, I saw the chat box. 5 years ago, because what? Because 7 minus 1 equals to 6, right? So it will be 6 years ago, sorry. 6 years ago, or 6 years old. And then what about 2 years ago? 2 years ago is 7 minus 2, which is 5 years old. That's correct. And then did you notice in the timeline, we have later, 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 and then ago. So for the later, later, we all put them in the right side of now. For the ago, we all put in the left side of now. So remember that. Let's move on to the next questions. Okay, you all miss Teacher Jen, right? So Teacher Jen just now told me Teacher Jen will be 100 years old in 10 years. So how old is Teacher Jen now? Okay, Teacher Jen is that old? I don't know. So let's calculate her real age. So just now we learned the timeline, right? But how to use the timeline? We draw now. Do you still remember? We always put now in the center. So let's underline the question. 100 years old in 10 years. So can anyone tell me in 10 years is future or past? Obviously it's future, right? So it means in 10 years is future. We always tend to put future in the right. Future, right? Right. So we put on the right side here. It's future. So it's in 10 years. So we can get it's 100 years old. We write down here. 100 years old. 90. Wow, so fast, you guys. 90. That's correct. But listen. You guys so quick. That's correct answer. And then from now to 100 is 10 years, right? So the question is coming. We are going forward or backwards from this 100 years old to this now. We are going forward or backward from this point, 100 years old point to now point. We are going forward or backward. B or A, guys, B or A. Okay, I saw B. Yes, correct. It's backward. So when we're calculating the questions that are going backward, we always want to use minus. So minus is 100. So the correct answer is 100 minus 10 equals to 90 years old. That's correct answer. You guys so smart. Well done. So this is the actual age of Teacher Jen, but I think it's too old, right? So Teacher Jen said, just now, wrong. It's not 90 years old. Teacher Jen said, I was 20 years old 5 years ago. So how old is Teacher Jen now? I think now this time is the actual age. Let's calculate it together. So since that we tend to put now in the timeline middle. Now here. So 20 years old 5 years ago. So ago, we put the left side. So here is ago. So in this point is 20 years old. And then the gap here will be 5 years ago, right? So the question coming again, same question. Teacher, I want to ask you, from this 20 years old, moving to this now point, we are moving forward or moving backward? A or B? Guys, A or B? Okay, I saw you guys type A. Okay, that's correct. Good job. So we are moving forward. So when we're calculating the age problems in the timeline is moving forward, we tend to use plus. So how to use plus? Plus easy. So it's 20 plus 5 equals to 25 years old. So that's how we get the correct answer. So Teacher Jen's actual age is 25 years old. Okay, don't tell Teacher Jen that Teacher Mingjie told you this secret. Okay, so we just make it not happen anymore. Okay, so we just proceed with the quick quiz to test whether you understand the points that teacher tell you just now. So Bucket is 12 years old this year. So how old will it be 6 years later? Okay, so A, B, C. Anyone tell me the answer? Wow, so pretty good. Yes, 20 plus 5 is correct. A, B, C. Can anyone tell me the answer? Correct. The correct answer is B. So it's 18. How do you get 18? Because it's obvious, right? Now it's 12 years old. And then in the future, it's 6 years later. So we always want to use 12 plus 6 equals to 18 to get a correct answer. Easy questions. Okay, so next one. A black cat come to say, now it's 19 years old. So how old was it 8 years ago? Calculation, A, B, C. Tell teacher MJ which one is the correct answer. A, B, C. 19 years old right now, 8 years ago. What's the answer? Wow. Okay, so correct is A, 11 years old. How you get the answer? Easy. Now, 19 years old. 8 years ago, so will be 19 minus, yes, 8 equals to 11 years old. That's how we get the answer. So the next one, a little bit hard. The dog will be 50 years old 17 years later. So how old is the dog now? Okay, you see the word? 50 years old, 17 years later. ABC. Tell me the answer, ABC. Correct. Okay, I saw the answer. It's 33, but that's a little bit hard, right? How do we get the answer? 33. So let teacher tell you. So the same step, let's mark the middle part as now. Now in middle. And then the question said the dog will be. Will be means in the future, right? 50 years old, 70 years later. So will be future we put at the right side. So it's here, 50 years old. And then the gap between them is 17 years, right? So the gap here is 17. So now we're moving from this point to this point. We are moving backward. So we use minus, which is 50 minus 17 equals to 33. Correct. You all got the correct answer. Okay, 33. So that's how we solve this complex question. If you can't get the answer straight away, try to use the timeline. I know you guys prepared the paper for you, all right? So let's move on to the next one. 2 years ago, Tutu was 7 years old. Now, how old is Tutu? This one is much more easier. 2 years ago, Tutu was 7 years old. How old is Tutu right now? A, 5, B, 7, C, 9. Okay, what's the answer? A, B, C, A, B, C. Correct, it's C, 9 years old. This one is much more obvious, right? Because now the Tutu is 2 years ago, the Tutu was 7 years ago. So now we just use 7 plus 2. We'll straight away get the answer equals to 9. Okay, guys, I think you guys master how to use the timeline to solve the hard questions. That's pretty good. So let's move on to Explorer 1. Buzz mommy will be 38 years old in 5 years. So how old was her mother 8 years ago? Just now we all calculate the age for the animal, but now we calculate the age for the people. Level up. So let's see. Buzz mommy will be 38 years old in 5 years. Timeline again. Where to put now? In the middle, right? So we put in the middle now. And then 38 years old will be. So it's the future thing. Future thing. So we put here future, we put at right. And then we write down 38 years old. What about the gap? The gap between them is the in 5 years. So we know, oh, so it passed 5 years here. So we write down 5 here. But are the question asking us the mommy's age now? No, right? They're asking the age 8 years ago. Oh, 8 years ago. So ago, we circle the word ago. Ago, we should put left or right. We should put at left. So now it's here, we put at left. 8 years ago, but we don't know the actual age. We just mark the point here. And then we know the time here is 8 years ago, so it's 8. So now we want to calculate the time here. We are moving from this point to this point. So we are moving backwards, right? So backwards, we calculate the age now is 38 minus, remember backward we're using minus. So minus 5 equals to 33. Is that the end? No, because they're asking us this point. We just calculate until this point. So we still need to use 33 minus 8 equals to, yes, correct, guys. The correct answer is 25. Well done. Once teacher give you hints, you know how to do. Pretty good. So that's how we use timeline to solve the age problem, complex age problem. So the correct answer here will be 25. Good job. So you all understand it quite fast. So let's try the last practice here. In 3 years from now, Hazil will be 9 years old, will be 9 years old. But Jessica, another person come out. Just now we all just faced to one person, but now got two people. Is 3 years younger than Hazil. Okay, younger. What is that? 3 years younger. Is that an age difference? Yes, it is. It's age difference. So teacher MJ want to ask you, will this age difference change in the future? Or their age difference will just remain? Tell me yes or no. Will this age difference change in the future? Yes or no? Yes, it will change. No, it won't change. The age difference will change or not? Age difference will change or not? Guys, yes, it won't change. Why? Because imagine, okay, so teacher Jen is 20 years older than you. So, for example, now you are 7 years old, right? But when teacher Jen grow to 100 years old, will you still remain 7 years old? No, right? You will also get older. So when we get older, you will also grow up, get older. So your age changing with others' age. So the age difference between you and others will always remain the same. This is a very important point. You guys have to remember. Age difference, no change, remain the same, is 3. So I will give you 2 minutes to try these problems. Okay, time start now. 2 minutes. Now it's 45, so 47. Try to do it by yourself. Wow, you guys so fast. Okay, so let others do it as well. We wait until 47 and teacher will guide you how to do it. Ooh. Seems you all get the answer. Yes, 11 is correct. We wait for other students to try it. Okay, teacher will just continue. Okay, let's eyes on me, eyes on me. So let's try to do this. Let's practice together. So we want to calculate what? Calculate their total age next year. So total age, we have to know first Hazil's age and then Jessica's age. So we want to separate. So if we want to know Hazil's age next year and then Jessica's age next year, we need to figure it out step by step. Okay, so we also use this timeline. We also use this timeline, and then we put now in the middle. Hazil will be 9 years old 3 years from now. So it means it's a future thing. Future thing, we put right sides in this timeline. So here is 9 years old. We write down 9 years old. Okay, 9 years old. And then it's 3 years from now. So we know it's 3 years from now. We mark down 3 here. And then can you calculate Hazil's age right? Obvious, right? We can just straight away use 9, move backwards, minus 3 equals to 6. So 6 is Hazil's age right now. But then the question is asking us the age next year. So next year will be a future thing. Just 1 year. So we can just use 6 plus 1 equals to 7. So it means next year, Hazil's age will be 7. 7 years old. But the question also tells us Jessica is 3 years younger than Hazil. And teacher just now said age difference will not change. So we want to calculate Jessica's age next year. We can just use 7 plus 3. Oh, sorry, minus 3. Younger, right? Younger, so we minus 3 equals to 4. So it means Jessica's age next year will be 4 years old. So now we can get the total age next year easily by just add up Hazil's age next year 7 plus Jessica's age next year 4 equals to 11. So 11 is the final answer that we want. I think most of you get the correct answer. So that's the logic behind it. Okay, so I think you know how to do this using timeline well. So let's move on to the Explorer 2. Explorer 2, yes, mother's age is 4 times of Yonin's age 5 years ago. Did you remember anything? Correct. Bar model, right? Bar model, bar model, bar model, bar model, bar model. 4 times of, 4 times of. So last week, we also did this kind of question. But never mind, let's continue. If mother's is 27 years older than Union now, hey, we need to mark down. This one is the age difference that will not change. We use age difference. We mark down here, age difference. So how old is Union now? Okay, don't calculate the wrong age. It's now. So how we do that? We use the bar model. The keyword here is 4 times of 5 years ago. So what happened 5 years ago? Let's look at it together. 5 years ago, we know Union is younger than his mother, right? So we always tend to use the smallest number as 1 unit. Do you still remember that knowledge point? We always want to use smallest number as 1 unit. So we draw a box here as Union's age. And remember, each box represents the same number. So we write down U here. We mark it as 1 unit. And the question said, mother's age is 4 times of Union's age. So 4 times of, we just put unit. So 4 units, 4 box, 4 times. So we put 4 box here. And then what happens? The question said, mommy is 27 years older than Yoni. So remember, the age difference does not change. So mother and Yoni's age difference 5 years ago, 10 years ago, no matter 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago, is still 27 years old, all right? So we can see the difference between mommy and Yoni is 1, 2, 3. These 3 units, and their difference is 27. So how we calculate it? So in 5 years ago, 3 units equals to 27. And then do you still remember the times table? 3 times 9 equals to 27. So means 1 unit equals to 9. So Yonian was 9 years old 5 years ago. So I can straight away write down 9 here. Is that correct? Is that correct? Is 9 correct answer? No, it's not correct. Okay. Because what? Because the question is asking us about now. So this one is 5 years ago. So what should we do? 5 years ago, 9 years old. So we use 9 plus 5 to get the correct answer, which is equals to 14 years old. Correct. The answer is 14. Good job, guys. You guys jump from the chicks. That's very good. Smart. Okay. So the correct answer here will be 14. Good job. So let's move on to the let's practice. So 2 years ago, Tom was 4 times as old as Bob. 3 years from now, the sum of their age will be 30. So what is the difference between their ages? Okay, again, you see, let's circle the keywords. We use the red pen, and that is 4 times as old. 2 years ago, ago thing, past thing, and that is 4 times as old as Bob. So 3 years from now, the sum of their age will be 30, will be 30. So draw the bar model and teacher give you 2 minutes to try to figure out the answer of these questions. Time starts now. So 55, teacher will lead all the people do it together. Okay, try to do it by yourself. Bar model. Draw the bar model clearly, otherwise you will make it wrong. Be careful. Okay, it's 55 right now. Let's look at the questions together. Let's look at it together. Okay, eyes on me. Eyes on me. All right. So SASMO P1 2024, right? You see, a little bit hard. That's quite normal. Yeah, it's question 22. Totally, the question is 25. So the number of questions 25. So 22 one is very hard. So that's okay. So maybe you need more time. I believe you all actually can get the answer. So let's look at it together. So let's draw the bar model together. 2 years ago, what happened? Let's look at 2 years ago. Tom was 4 times as old as Bob. So can you tell me which bar is Tom? Which bar is Bob? We use the red color for Tom. The long one is Tom or short one is Tom? Type in chat box. Long one is Tom or short one is Tom? Correct. The long one will be Tom. And then we use the purple color for Bob. So the short one will be Bob. Why? Because Bob is smaller than Tom. So we use Bob's number as 1 unit. All right. So here is 1 unit. And don't forget, each box represents the same number. So for Tom, it's 4 times as old as Bob. So it's 1 box, 2 box, 3 box, 4 box. 4 times as old as Bob. All right. So now we know what happens to the bar mode 2 years ago. But then the question said 3 years from now. Hey, sorry. 3 years from now, their age, sum of age will be 30. So let's look at the model together. What happens? Let teacher draw you a timeline. If we mark the middle point as now, so here will be 2 years ago, and here will be 3 years from now because it's future, right? So if Tom's age here is 4U, let me write down here, is 4U. So what's his age at this point? 4U plus what? You see, 2 years to now is, the gap is 2, right? And then 3 years from now, the gap is 3. So it means we want to calculate from this point to this point. We need to add 2. Add 3 means we need to add 5. So means for Tom's part, we have a 5 extra. So here will be 4u plus 5. What about Bob's bar? For Bob's bar, also plus 2 plus 3 to this point. So for his bar, we'll also have a extra 5. So here will be u plus 5. Okay, so now we want to calculate the answer because the question tells us the sum of them will be 30. So can you list down the expression? Will be 4u plus 5 plus 5u plus 5, right? Just sum these two up equals to 30. And then we plus u first, will be 5u, and then 5 plus 5 will be 10u, 10. So equals to 30. So maybe in this expression, you don't know how to do it. But if teacher asks you something plus 10 equals to 30, do you know what's the number it is? What plus 10 equals to 30? Yes, it's 20, right? So it means 5u actually equals to 20. You see here? So 5u is actually equals to 20. So it means that u equals to times table 4 times 5 equals to 20, right? So u equals to 4. So much effort. Do we get a final answer? So is that the final answer? 4? Not yet. Why? Because we want to calculate the difference between their age. Difference. Teacher give you a hint. Let us look at this part. The difference is 1, 2, 3. The difference is actually 3 boxes. So 1 box, 1u is 4. So 3 boxes equals to how many? This is difference. Equals to 3 times 4 equals to 12. So 12 is the final answer that we want. That's a little bit complicated. You have to draw the bar model first. And then use a timeline. Draw out the timeline to figure out what is the extra number that we need to add up. And then use the times table. 5u equals to 20, so u equals to 4, but not yet end. We are asking the age difference. Age difference will not change. So we look at 2 years ago. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So means their difference is 1, 2, 3, 3 boxes. So we use 3 times 1 box equals to 4, times 4 equals, get a final answer, which is 12. All right. I hope you guys understand this final 2024 SASMO questions a bit hard. If you think hard, you can watch multiple times. We have the replay for you. So that's all for today's lessons. So we have a mini summary. When you're finding the age, when we go backwards, we use minus. When we go forward, we use plus. So for a timeline, in the middle, we always find in the middle, we put it a noun. So if it's ago, we put the left side. If it's later, we put the right side. And age difference will always remain the same. Remain the same. Okay, sorry. Will always remain the same. So that's all for today's lesson. Always draw a timeline for you to help you to solve the questions when you do the age problems. All right, so that's all for age problems. And don't forget to submit your homework on time, okay? The homework submitted before Thursday 9 p.m. this week. Okay, so looking forward to see your homework. And that's all. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys. Remember teacher MJ as well, teacher MJ. Bye-bye.